Hello, this is Atsuo. Thank you as always for watching my videos. Bud grafting, splice grafting, and cleft grafting. We'll show you a close-up view that's easy to understand, even for beginners. First, let me introduce bud grafting. Bud grafting is a grafting technique where a single bud is removed and then transplanted. First, we remove the bud from the rootstock. Make an incision and smoothly remove the bud with a knife. The key is not to move the knife too much. This is because if you move the knife, the cut surface will become rough, making it harder for the graft to fuse. I'm going to remove the bud from the scion. Just like before, make an incision with the knife. Make sure it matches the same wick as the bud taken from the rootstock. The bud from the scion has been removed. Try placing the bud you just removed onto the rootstock. If the lengths don't match, please trim the top or bottom accordingly. Try placing the bud. Make sure that the cambium layers on both sides are allied. If the bud from the scion is narrow, align it to either side. Once the alignment is complete, we'll wrap it with budding tape. First, secure the base firmly. Hold it down and wrap it carefully to ensure the bud doesn't move. Bud grafting makes it easier to wrap the tape. Next, we'll secure the top. Just like with the base, be careful to ensure that the cambium layers remain aligned. Once the top and bottom have been wrapped, finally, wrap the bud area. Please make sure to wrap the bud area with a single layer. If you wrap it in multiple layers, the bud won't be able to break through the tape when it starts to grow. It can hinder growth and waste the nutrients of the graft itself. The bud from the scion has been successfully grafted onto the rootstock. It's all done. I'd like to go ahead and start splice grafting. Splice grafting is a commonly used graftee technique. First, we're going to make an incision in the rootstock. Make the incision according to the width of the scion. Cambium layer. When you attach the scion, make sure to check the direction in which the bud will develop. We will cut the scion into a wedge shape. The key is to make a clean, sharp cut so that the cross-section is smooth. It's said that an angle of about 45 degrees is ideal. Next, we will shave the opposite side so that it becomes flat. this stage, without applying too much pressure, imagine revealing the cambium layer. The key is to shave off the outer bark on both sides to further expose the cambium layer. You can increase the success rate of splice grafting. When the widths match properly, the cambium layers on both sides will align. The success rate will also increase. If the widths of the scion and the rootstock do not match, please adjust one of them accordingly. While holding it in place, we'll wrap it firmly. I'm sure there are some people who feel that the wrapping technique is difficult. It's easier to wrap if you stretch the tape in advance and hold it in place with one hand. While you're wrapping, please also make sure that the cambium layers remain aligned. It's okay to wrap it tightly. Finally, I'd like to move on to practicing cleft grafting. First, make a deep incision in the center of the rootstock using a knife. We will insert the scion, which has been shaped into a V, into that gap. It's okay to make a deep incision so that the gap opens up. We will shape the scion into a V. Since it requires the skill to shape both sides into a neat V, if you have any leftover branches, please try practicing with them. Cut it cleanly so that it ends up roughly even. The key point is to make sure that the length is not too short. If it's too short, a gap will form when you insert it into the rootstock. Once the fitting is complete, make sure to align the cambium layers of the rootstock and the scion. Insert it so that it aligns with one side. It's now securely in place. Aligning the cambium layer on either side and I'll also check the back side. Once the adjustment is done, we'll wrap it with tape. Since the scion has been inserted into the slit in the rootstock, it's mostly secured, however, while making sure not to lose focus and checking that the cambium layers remain aligned. I will slowly begin wrapping from the bottom. It's okay to wrap it firmly. It's all done. How was it? This time I introduced bud grafting, splice grafting, and the cleft grafting. The optimal time for grafting is before spring arrives, around February to March. This is the time when the success rate is at its highest. Please go ahead and give the grafting methods introduced this time a try. Let's continue to enjoy free cultivation even more. Thank you for watching until the very end. I will continue to share plenty of information from now on. If you're interested, please subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. Well then, let's meet again in the next video or on various social media platforms.